Your Bibles are now open with me, please, to Ecclesiastes 4. And on the program last Friday, I was dealing with verse number 6. Better is a handful with quietness than both hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. Better is an handful with quietness than both hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. That verse then leads us into verse number 7. Then I returned and I saw vanity under the sun. Then I returned and saw vanity under the sun. Now, I pointed out on the program last Friday that a counterbalance between the workaholic, as it were, that I find in verse number 4, and the lazy, foolish sluggard that I find in verse number 5, I find where Solomon strikes a balance at this between the quote-unquote the haves and the have-nots. We hear that in our vernacular all along. And Solomon strikes a balance and he says, better is a handful. A handful, literally, is what the hands can hold. And a handful is what you can keep up with. Sometimes we have so much, we have more than, as you would say, we have more than we can keep up with. We have more than we can watch out for and watch over. And whenever you get into a situation like that, then you are filled with vanity and vexation of spirit. You begin to have a lot of trouble, vexation of spirit. Better is an handful, what you're able to hold in your hand, what you are able to keep up with. Better is an handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. What good is having this world's goods and having an abundance of material possessions when there is no peace and harmony? There is no happiness and joy. Everything is filled up with travail and vexation of spirit. What's the point of having all of these things if you can't enjoy them and use them to the advantage that God would have you to use them and enjoy them as God would have you to enjoy them? Without quietness, how can you enjoy? Let's say you do have a mansion on the hillside. Well, you can't enjoy living in that mansion if there's always argument and turmoil and disorder and all kinds of confusion and bickering and backbiting and all kind of difficulty. What joy is there to be derived from a mansion on the hillside if all there is turmoil and vexation of spirit? Well, what would be the point of having a new nice automobile if there's always argument and vexation and all kind of difficulty and hardship? You can't enjoy what you have. It's better, instead of having such a superabundance, it's better for you to have a handful, what you can keep up with. Sometimes I've heard men say, I have more than I can say grace over. Well, I understand exactly what they're saying. I know exactly what they mean. I have more than I can say grace over. I have more than I can keep up with, in essence, is what they're saying. It's better for you to have a handful, what you can keep up with, and to have quietness and peace and harmony and joy and happiness, than for you to have both hands full and have nothing but travail and difficulty and vexation of spirit and all kind of arguments and all kind of difficulty and raging and backbiting and all sorts of confusion. It'd be better for you to have one handful and enjoy that than to have all kind of vexation and vanity. It'd be better for me to enjoy the house I live in and have the house I live in paid for and enjoy living there than for me to have 3 houses, a house to live in and 2 vacation homes, and have all 3 of them mortgaged and not be able to enjoy living in them and not be able to take advantage of using them. Then in verse number 7, Solomon said, Then I returned and saw vanity under the sun. Now the theme that Solomon has been dealing with in this passage is the matter of vanity and vexation of spirit. The vanity is something that is empty, something utterly unproductive, something that does not produce well, something that does not provide. Vexation of spirit is confusion. It is being stricken down with an area of difficulty and an area of hardship. People are vexed from time to time in their soul and vexed from time to time in their mind. Then I returned and saw vanity and vanity under the sun. Well, what is this area of vanity? Well, look at verse number 8. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yea, he hath neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end of all his labor, neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor, and bereave my soul of good? This is also vanity, yea, it is a sore travail. There is one alone. I don't know that I can read anything in the Bible that is any sadder than that. There is one alone. There are many problems that I find with postmodern society that we're living in now. But among the problems that I find in postmodern society is the loneliness of so many people. There is one alone. Now I think there's a reason for this loneliness. How few are the neighbors I know that live on the road I live on. I'm not able to call their name. We have people that live in condominium areas, and they don't know who the person is that goes in the door beside their condo. In a condo, you own what's inside the four walls, and then your neighbor beside you owns what's in the four walls, and the neighbor above you owns what's in the four walls. The neighbor below you knows what's in the four walls, and literally you are living within 5 or 10 feet of other individuals in a condominium. And there are multitudes living in condominium projects, and they have no idea who the person is that lives beside them. I'm not talking about somebody newly moved in, but somebody that's been living there for decades and years, and they have no idea who their neighbors are. They truly are alone. The internet and electronic devices and iPhones and text messaging and all of these things have given themselves to isolating people. You know, there was a time when if I wanted somebody to know something, I would have to go see them and tell them. Or when we had only landline telephones, and you would call people and they would answer the phone. I mean, you'd ring their number and they're home and they would answer the phone. Today, we have all of this mass communication, and nobody will answer their phone. You have to leave them a voicemail or send them a text, and if they want to talk to you, they'll call you back, and if they don't want to talk to you, they won't call you back. This has given itself to people being alone. Then we have the insidiousness of the devil in the media, trying to segregate our people and separate people and cause people to be mad. These people are mad at those people. Well, why are they mad at those people? Well, I don't know, but we were told we're supposed to be mad at them, and so we're mad at them because somebody somewhere said we were supposed to be mad at them. And you have that all through society. You have people isolated and segregated and separated, and the first thing you know, you become alone. The devil is a master at dividing and conquering. We are stronger when we are together. But if we can become divided, you know, you have the rich divided against the poor, and you have the Easterners divided against the Westerners, and you have the haves divided against the have-nots, and you have the Baptists divided up against the Methodists, and the Methodists divided up against the Presbyterians. And the first thing you know, we're all divided up and everybody is isolated out, and we're alone. There is one alone. I don't know that I can think of anything any more tragic than growing to be an old man and not having any children or grandchildren to watch out for me, to take care of me, to be concerned about me. I would like to live to be so old that I'd have to move in with a son or a daughter and have them help me and take care of me, or have them move into my house and take care of me. I would like to live to be so old that I could see my great-grandchildren, but I can't think of anything any more tragic than so many of our people that grow old and they're put away in a convalescence home or a nursing home, and they truly are there by themselves. They are alone. They have no children. They have no grandchildren. They were busy chasing a career during their reproductive years of their life. They were busy chasing a career. They bought into the idea and the philosophy of the world to get and gain and put away and accumulate and stock up and put back and achieve and accomplish, and they fooled around and missed out on the greatest achievement and the greatest accomplishment. And that's a good man marrying a good wife and producing offspring by that wife, and then those children that they produce producing offspring, and now you have grandchildren. I think that's one of life's greatest achievements and greatest productions. And yet we live in a society today where that is grossly and terribly minimized. Now my time has gotten away from me, but on the program tomorrow I'll pick up in Ecclesiastes 4 and verse number 8, and we will continue forward at that time. May God richly bless you until then.
Carper. Check out the website at thebrightspothour.com. Write Dr. Carper at Post Office Box 4,